That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
It's crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 225 of Camp Strange. I'm your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, Mario Judah.
And we're back to bring the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and missing? But before we tell you these stories, we got to catch you up on any of the news you may have missed. We got some news to cover because we took some time off for the last couple of weeks. You know how it is.
A lot has been happening.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, nothing. I had Super Bowl happened. You know, big news.
That was the majority. The majority.
That's about it. Nothing else happened besides that.
No. You know, just life happens. You know what? Life just happens sometimes. But it also happens to the people that we're going to talk to you about today because local bar owner forced to eat Wendy's chili for 1 month. So, a Binghamton bar owner recently learned the hard way that you should never bet against the best because Larry Shea, owner of Tom and Marty's Townhouse, made the ultimate sports wager on January 25th, confidently betting that Scotty Scheffler wouldn't win the American Express tournament. And he bet that he'd eat nothing but Wendy's chili for an entire month if he lost the bet. And I guess Scheffler won. And this man was for... Yeah, I think so. The American Express tournament sounds golfy. And yeah, I think Scotty Scheffler. I feel like I've heard that name. I don't know who he is, but definitely golf.
That sounds more like a race car event.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point. But no, I think it's golf. I think it is golf. But apparently this man committed to eating only Wendy's chili for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And my favorite is this quote that he got because he's on he was on day 11 when they wrote this.
How many fingers did he eat?
I know, dude. I bring up the fingers thing to some people and people are like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, there's no way we collectively have forgotten about the finger chili. And even though that was not Wendy's, that lady was found to be fraudulent. She had like a dead ant's finger and put it in there or something like that. But like wild ass story. But he said, quote, it says, Shea says he's on day 11. He says the challenge is both physically and psychologically tormenting. And then quote, I mean, Wendy's Chili's is good, and it's surprisingly, I didn't know it at the time, but thankfully, it's pretty healthy. So what possessed me to think of the idea and pick Wendy's Chili? I don't know. So in a way, it was, if I'm going to pick a stupid food to eat, it was actually a good idea, said Shea. I like how they took his quote like verbatim.
Yeah, well, I think he played that one out wrong because I think the two I don't know was definitely like a I don't know.
Oh, I know.
Like,
but
it was definitely
fun.
like it really racing, really racking his mind.
Oh, of course. I like to read it really dry so people just know how silly it is when it's because that's how people read it when they're like reading the newspaper or whatever.
Yeah, true.
And it says Shea says a number of people have asked him whether or not his new diet is producing a lot of flatulence, and he says he has a cast iron digestive system, so it's no problem. And it says Wendy's reached out to Shea on Twitter with some concern, but a lot of support. The fast food restaurants
that's
provided.
Bad. People making it are worried about you.
Yeah, they're like, don't do that. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? There's this fast food restaurant.
To, expose something, man.
I know.
Stop it.
But they're providing him with free gift cards, merch, and a lot of encouragement as he embarks. They're like, dude, if you die, like, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Like, we're fucked. But, which brings me to my next point I want to discuss, which is I had Wiener Schnitzel for the first time this week. It was a big moment.
What'd you get?
Well, my coworker convinced me to go because there's one very close to my office. And I was like, a little hesitant. I had never been, but I went, let's go. When I got there, I was like, it's my first time here. I might not come back ever or in a very long time. So I was gonna get the number one, what they're known for. That's what I like to use. I go
Okay.
in and I don't change anything, and I get their most iconic thing, and
fair.
so I got that, and I upgraded to the all beef Franks, and it was a double chili dog with fries and a drink on a lunch.
So, is a double chili dog, is that like 2 chili dogs, or is it like a double dog in the bun?
2 separate chili dogs with separate
Okay.
chilies and separate cheeses, and they come in like
Okay.
these little cardboard boats, very
Yeah.
nicely packaged. And to be completely honest, they were good. They were actually very good. But there's just something
That's
about
gotta
eating
be.
a chili dog, not at like a sporting event or like eating a chili dog casually for like lunch is just like it's a bold move. And also I was a little surprised. It was like $16.50.
Ooh.
I know.
Ouch.
I was like,
God
okay, like if it was like $10 for all that, I'd be like a little bit more inclined to go back. But I'm like, no, this is like way overpriced. I'm not doing that
That's
again.
crazy.
anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to say that like the all beef hot dog they're pretty good, and their chili's good too. I did not mind it. I didn't shit my pants, and I had a good time. And that one I think is like a famous Wiener Schnitzel because most of them are walk-up windows, and this one has an indoor area so they could serve beer. And I guess imagine putting down 2 chili dogs and a fucking beer.
Sign me up for 4 chili dogs and 8 beers.
I mean, good point, but like your asshole would have to be reconstructed after that. Like
Yeah.
plastic surgery. They're like, did you stick an M80 in your asshole? What'd you do? What is this?
Well, so what's crazy is I actually had my first chili dog like last week.
Okay, Sonic, explain yourself. But I got the shirt. Did you wear the shirt?
No, so it was while I was on vacation.
Oh.
I sent you a picture, which I
Yeah,
don't think I sent.
Oh wait, the chili dog? No, I just saw you floating in a pool, face down.
Yeah, no, I sent it to the group chat, our group chat that we have with our 2 other friends. So, yeah, my wife and I had a little vacation to Maui, and there's a famous thing in Maui called the Road to Hana, which is like an all-day drive through a super windy road through the jungle and stuff. Very cool. But one of the first stops was, oh God, what was it? I think it's like Auntie's Banana Bread.
Oh.
It's like very famous. Like when we got there, I think it was like 8 a.m. and it was before it opened, and there was probably like a 40-person line for banana bread.
Whoa, what island were you on again?
Maui.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so, we waited in line, and so we got to the front, we got the banana bread, and then I was like, they have chili dogs. I'm like, that's kind of
At
random.
Banana Bread Shop? No way.
At the banana bread shop.
Wait, did they make cornbread too?
No.
See, that's fucked up because cornbread and chili go together really well. So I felt like if they were going to go like they can't go
they
banana
might
bread to
have.
they can't go banana bread to chili dog, but you could go banana bread to cornbread to chili dog. That's appropriate.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna, that's a fair statement. They might have had cornbread. I was not paying that much attention. I just saw chili dog, and I was like, I think right now is the time that this is gonna happen.
Okay.
And because I
Wait,
not
was this
only
the
am I-
morning? Was this the morning?
So I had my first chili dog at 8:30 a.m.
Yo, what
Before-
the fuck?
before driving for 12 hours.
That is the boldest move. You should have thrown a coffee in there too. Did you? Did you get a coffee?
I had a coffee before we left.
Dude, your stomach was a witch's cauldron. That's
That's the
horrific.
craziest part is I felt completely fine. Just
You
nothing.
got lucky. You got lucky.
I had one burp on the way out of the place, which I was very quickly reprimanded for. But
Because you stunk up the car.
yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. I thought it smelled good, but
Hot dog burp be doing that though.
yeah. But so my breakfast Hawaiian chili dog, first experience chili dog, it was amazing. Um,
1 to 10
and,
scale. What are we talking?
10.
Really?
Oh, it was incredible. I was
What?
standing on a beach eating a chili dog at 8 a.m. It was crazy.
It'd have been better if you were in a wheelchair. It's chili dog time.
I don't think enough people will understand what you're talking about, but boy,
Niche ass meme. There's a meme.
you guys,
I can't even explain it. It sounds insane.
yeah.
There's a meme of a man dressed as Sonic the Hedgehog in a wheelchair at a Comic-Con, and he says, "It's chili dog time," as he's eating a chili dog. And David was obsessed with that meme for a very long time, so I made him a shirt for his birthday of that meme.
Yeah. I wore it to work once, and my brother told me not to wear it to work again.
It's a tie-dye shirt with the image of the meme, and there's like flowers surrounding the image.
No, I definitely still have it.
Does it say it's chili dog time on the shirt?
Nope, doesn't say anything.
That's better. That's better. If you know, you know.
I did a big closet clean not too long ago, and I looked at it. I was like, "Well, I can't get rid of this."
That's
And
how I
just
felt about
hung
my
it back
Juggalo
up.
shirt.
It's a good shirt.
David bought me a Juggalo shirt.
Guys,
Also
you gotta wear it.
Also, the Spooky Mom shirt. I found that one too.
I forgot about the spooky mom shirt.
I got to keep the Spooky Mom shirt.
Yeah, it's good.
Anyway, okay. Do you have a story?
Oh boy, do I! Pokemon Go team removes Pokestop that appeared on Epstein Island.
Stop. Do you know what Pokemon was on there?
It always changes. I think it's random.
Oh. How did that happen?
I don't think it's ever like set. A lot of kids there, I guess.
Stop. Do you actually think that they like ping child phones? There's no way.
Yeah, I doubt any of those kids had phones.
No, I know they would not let them have phones. Oh my god, that's a whole. We could dive into that.
You can't remove the theory that pedophiles are on Pokemon Go because they go to those Pokestops and there's probably kids there.
I didn't even think about that. Do you think they look like Mr. Mime?
Don't you drag his name through the dirt. I love Mr. Mime.
If there's any of them, if there's one, it's like Mr. Mime and Snorlax.
Oh, like there was one recently. I think it's Typhlosion.
Oh, see, that's the thing. I only know the original 100. I don't know who the fuck that is. Typhlosion.
I believe Typhlosion was the second generation's fire starters final thing.
Oh, this guy's not that. He's not weird. He looks like
he looks great, right? Google controversy and read us what it says.
Controversy. There's an image that says guilty or not. Okay. Oh God, wait. The more details emerging regarding the great creepy Typhlosion debate. There's so many ads. Wait. I'm not precisely sure why, but there has been an astonishing amount of interest in the Game Freak leak, which spills out all manner of content, but none was focused on more than intensely than a lore story about Typhlosion, where the Pokemon shapeshifts into a human, marries a young girl, and has a half Pokemon child with her before her father kills him. What is this? What is this?
So Game Freak, the company who started Pokemon, had like a data breach where a bunch of stuff was leaked, and part of it told that story. So like it's canon, but I don't think they ever meant for anybody to ever see it.
Wait, so he's a shapeshifter?
I don't think so. Sounds more like Ditto, but yeah, I guess.
I know. And then what? What the hell? Oh my god.
So Typhlosion was definitely on Epstein's Island.
At this point, I believe it. I can't wait for Typhlosion's name to be redacted.
Yeah. Have you how much? I mean, God, I feel like we could just record our stories next week, and we could just talk about what we've seen on the Epstein.
See, the thing is, I'm like half tapped in because it's so depressing, and also just like
it's overwhelming.
Yeah, very time consuming, very overwhelming, very. It's like I don't know what's real and what's fake. It's like I'm letting kind of the professionals tell me like the main points because there's over like 3 million documents too. But Meg came in and was like, she's like, I'm in a bad mood. And I was like, why? She's like, I was going through the Epstein files. And I was like,
Was
don't
she in them?
do that. She's like, yeah. She's like, I'm in a really bad mood. She's like, we have something to talk about. I was like, wait. It's spelt different.
Mommy's going away for a long time.
But basically she was just like telling me some stuff about it, especially like the code words. And like that alone is like sinister and creepy enough to be like, holy shit. And then you start hearing about like the murders and like the trapdoors that go to the ocean. And like, I mean, the people are one thing where it's like, okay, I want to see who's going to be on the list. And, you know, people that you thought were like good people, like Bill Gates, who like donated all of his money to like all these people. And he's like, I'm not giving my money to my kids. I'm donating it. And I was like, oh, I think I know why now. Cause he has a guilty ass conscience. Cause he's like a horrible pedophile.
Or his donations are just buying babies to eat.
Honestly, that could be a thing too. Donating to fake charities. But it's just so disturbing watching what our government is like doing to it as well, which is like, I'm like, how?
Oh yeah, no one's been arrested.
I was like, how do we prosecute when the call is coming from within the house? Like these people are actively involved, and I'm like, our system is completely broken if we're not just like arresting these people. And then I think Pam Bondi said today, she's like, if we arrest everybody that's in the Epstein files, like our society will collapse. I'm like, that's a good thing. Like,
yeah,
I was trying to figure out a way to get the money away from like these 1%ers who are just hoarding it at the top. And I was like, oh, I think we found a way. I think we can arrest them and then flow that money back into our government or like into like relief programs. If like Elon Musk gets put in prison, it's like, cool, the money's not with him anymore. We could give it to people who actually need it. So I don't know. We have to see. It's going to be a multi-year thing. We're not going to get answers for a very long time, but I just think the public trials of everything is a very good start because regardless, I mean, these people should be prosecuted to the fullest extent and put in prison, but just the public shame is like doing something for me right now to be like, cool, these people can't enjoy their lives anymore without people looking at them and being like, oh, you're like a horrible pedophile who's disgusting and blah, blah, you know. I don't need to go into it, but you know what I mean.
So some of my favorite highlights would definitely be that so Bill Gates had contracted an STI from someone involved in it. But from what I saw, that the way he rebelled was by banning Epstein's Xbox Live account.
Yo, wait. That's what I heard. See, you hear like things like his Xbox Live account got. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? Maybe it's just his personal email, so it just happens. I didn't really connect the two. I don't
think there's an email specifically of Bill Gates saying, well, fuck you, I'm going to cancel your Xbox Live account. But I think like the timeline kind of adds up between like the banning and like shortly before that was the STI thing. I also love that he was like emailing people Five Nights at Freddy's porn.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So like Five Nights at Freddy's pornography was in his email
from him or to him.
He was sending. He copied and pasted a form from 4chan and emailed it to someone. That was a form of Five Nights at Freddy porn.
That's the. I'm not making light of this at all, but like that's the interesting thing. Where it's like it feels like he has levels to like his clientele, starting at horrible, disgusting pedophile and going up to like weird niche Five Nights at Freddy's freaks, and then like that one guy who was like, I really enjoyed that torture video.
See, that's what I don't get. Why are we not getting those names?
Well, they They released the guy's name who wrote that today. He's like
that was
he's like a
Saudi prince or king. Or
yeah,
something like
United Arab Emirates guy. But I'm like, okay, well, we can't do anything about that because he's not in our country. So it's like we just. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I don't want to say anything about countries that I don't know. But like, maybe that's not as frowned upon there because like in some of these countries they marry like 13-year-olds. So
yeah, I don't know. But the only thing that I will say about it is when you get the emails from people that are very graphic and disgusting, and the who it's sent from or to, like when the third party is like redacted, I just hope that means they're just concealing evidence for when they do prosecute them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like stuff.
They're not trying to like they don't want to throw it all out there if they're putting together the case to prosecute them. That's the only way I'm going to say that's okay if that's why things are redacted.
Yeah, I agree, but I also just think that like I don't know. It's crazy to think that like a lot of the lawmakers in like Congress have been like the ones we got are still like heavily like redacted, and I'm like, you guys just don't give the full ones to the public, but give it to like they just don't want to because it's like the biggest cover up in besides maybe the
history,
the JFK assassination or Martin Luther King assassination, like those are giant cover ups too. But this is just like a worldwide sex trafficking ring with literally everybody who's like who's rich and wealthy and powerful and in the government and in Hollywood and in almost like this is what like all the conspiracy theorists we made fun of were talking about. And
Pizzagate. Pizzagate's real, by the way.
Yeah, it's fucking well. It's real and it's not real because like, but I've always said that about conspiracy theorists. I'm like, they're right up to a certain point, and then they jump the shark, and then you go, you guys, you should have just stopped there. We would have all believed you a little bit more. But then they're like, no, it's like Pizzagate is happening at a abandoned pizza place in the basement, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that was actually true. That might be true. Yeah. But for the most part, if they were just like they used code words and they did on Epstein's Island, I'd be like, that's a lot more believable. But hey, I'll eat my words. I think I even said on this podcast years ago, I'm like, Epstein didn't get murdered. He killed himself. And then now
he's still alive.
Now I'm like, that's what people are saying, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be crazy though. He's too recognizable, but he could have got plastic surgery, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I just know like, and I could be way off just from what I've seen. I haven't looked into it that deeply, but like, the photos of his corpse, like the nose didn't match the like. His
I
actual
heard
nose.
about that.
Yeah.
Do you think he had like
true or false?
Do you think he had like a dead guy on ice that like? Do you think he like found somebody that looked like him and he killed him like a couple of years ago to be like, hey, bring out the dead body and switch it out? You know what I mean? Like a rich person would have that.
I kind of doubt that they would have it like that far back. I'm sure it was like something that they could have easily just gone out and found. Just a white dude with, white hair.
No, you have to find something that looks like if you died and I tried to find a guy that looked like you, like
yeah. I don't know. I'm just a white dude though. Like kind of just a thick white guy.
I would go to the Magic the Gathering tournament and see if I could find any 400-pound guys.
Oh man, yeah. You go to a sports bar, probably that'd probably be a better spot.
Yeah, but like that's what I mean. Like rich people, like if you really want to get away with this, it'd be like, can we like keep tabs on a guy? Like, I wouldn't be surprised. You say The Island?
The movie, The Island.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Scarlett Johansson and Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, that's a good one. A little different, but it's basically the same premise. Huh. It's the premise is rich people get a clone of themselves put on this island, and the people on the island, they think they're like entered into a raffle, and if they win the raffle, they get to go to like this other island that's like paradise.
Yeah.
But what they really find out is that it's when like their rich counterpart needs like a new kidney or a new heart transplant, they pull their number and then they kill them and they take their heart and they give it to the rich person. It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. No spoilers, but
yeah, it's streaming on something.
Is it? This movie's like
Yeah.
20 years old now.
Yeah. My wife watched it the other day. I was like,
It's a good one. It's a forgotten, fun, good sci-fi one.
It is such like an early 2000s movie though. Like the cinematography and like the lens flares and stuff are just so intense.
Oh, it's just like a lot of running around and like quick cuts and feels like a Michael Bay movie. It feels like early Transformers a little bit,
100%.
Super fun though. Yeah. I like when he does the wristband switch. That's my favorite part.
I don't remember that. I think I was like cooking dinner or something while she was watching it.
He has his like little clone wristband, and he's talking to like his rich counterpart, and then he like slaps the wristband on him.
Oh,
when
like
the
at the
cops
end.
show up. Yeah, the cops show up and he slaps the wristband on him, and then
You guys should watch this movie. Let's tell you exactly the end.
I totally ruined it. Fuck it. That's whatever. That's not the big twist, is it? It's just fun. It's 20 years old too, so fuck it.
Yeah.
It's about the ride, not the destination. Come on. Okay, wait. I'll just do one more quick story. As North Carolina man broke into Little Caesars after closing and started making and selling pizzas, cops say. And this guy, he has multiple felonies. Yeah. He allegedly broke into Little Caesars Pizza after it was closed, and he started making and selling pizzas. 41-year-old Jonathan Hackett. It says that I think he was a former employee at the shop, and he went in and started, like I said, making and selling pizzas, but he kept the profits for himself, which I love.
That's kind of where you get screwed, though. That's where you're erasing the no harm, no foul. Now there's harm.
They were gonna get him anyway, but here's the thing that I like. They usually cut out the middleman. This time the middleman cut out the top and bottom man. He's like,
hell yeah, top dog.
I'm making the pizza, selling them, and keeping the money. This is a contained operation. But it's weird because it looks
this is my
like
lemonade stand.
Exactly. He's all beat up in this picture, so I don't know. It says
he put up a good fight.
Yeah. Did they kick the shit out of him during the second incident? It says, the report also noted that Hackett allegedly got into a fight with other employees at the shop on the day of the second incident. Wait, this happened twice? He had been injured in a brawl and was taken to treatment by police. During the second incident, Hackett broke into the business while it was occupied by employees. Employees attempted to prevent Hackett from entering, which resulted in physical altercations. Yeah, he has like 2 black eyes.
Oh, that's good.
But
he's got the old raccoon eyes.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's swollen. One is swollen shut for sure.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's Little Caesars, though. I would go for a little bit of they have $5 pizzas. If you're going to go for all that work, you want to go for something where you get a little bit more bang for your buck,
Yeah.
And a little bit more buck, I mean. So
much more buck for your bang.
Yeah, exactly. And by bang, we mean getting the shit kicked out of you by your former employees, coworkers. Anyway.
Nope. I got one more.
Okay.
It's a quick one. New York ignored its bladder for Bad Bunny. Then 761,719 toilets flushed all at the same time.
I heard about that, and now I'm beginning to think that they tapped my toilet. Do they tap toilets?
They know when we're flushing. That could come back and bite us, guys. We need to be a little more careful. Now, I can't be flushing soup down the toilet anymore.
No, you do whole tomatoes.
I didn't know the whole tomato was in the blender.
You knew.
I didn't
know.
Well,
you clogged the fucking hole in the toilet with the whole tomato. That's a wild sight to see.
It is.
Especially for the next person walking in there. Be like, God, what did this guy eat?
A whole tomato. No bites. Not a single bite.
They would know when it's chili dog season for sure, though.
No.
You sound like a sling blade over there.
Whole dog.
French fried potatoes. But yeah, Bad Bunny show is good.
I loved it.
I don't really listen to his music, but then I watched it and I was like, that was pretty good actually. I like this.
Yeah.
It's very fun. I stood next to him.
Did you?
In the record shop. I didn't smell it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one time you were on TMZ.
I was on. I think
Was
it was
it
in People
TMZ?
Magazine or something.
People
like that.
Magazine, yeah.
I went
Yeah,
to
you
a
were-
record store up the street from my house, and I was buying a record, specifically "Demon Days" by the
I was going to
Gorillaz.
say Gorillaz.
I'm really glad I had that album in my hands because it could have been a lot more embarrassing. But
yeah.
I was standing in there, and I looked over, and some big ass fucker walks in, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy must love music. No, he walked in, and I was like, that guy's big. And then next thing I know, it was him and Kendall Jenner, and they were like walking around. It was just, and like another guy was in there with us, and I was just kind of standing next to him, and we were like flipping through records and stuff. And I was like, I don't listen to his music, and I'm not really a fan of either one. So I'm like, what? I'm not gonna be like, I'm a fan. So I was just kind of like going through and looking, and then he was like,
It's very easy to find, by the way.
wait, really?
If you Google Bad Bunny Kendall Jenner record store, you can scroll down. I'm on my phone, so Google on my
really?
phone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're in the 7th picture.
Oh, click it. Show me. I want to see.
I think you're wearing the same outfit.
I'm not wearing the same outfit. That's a different outfit.
I think that's
That
the
is
same
me,
outfit
though.
you're wearing right now.
No,
Dark
I'm
blue
wearing.
shirt.
That's my Clusterfest shirt though.
Who could
It is.
forget it? Do you still have those?
I have 3 of them still. I found one in the drawer that I had never worn before. I worked. Oh God, this is all these stories they're piggybacking on each other. Just to finish up the Kendall Jenner and the Bad Bunny one, he was like saying something. She picked up a record or he was showing her a record and it was like, oh, we sampled something from this in like one of my songs. And then at the very end, he walked over and he pulled down his box set from like it was like on a shelf, and he's like, "Can I see that box set?" And then I was like, he was buying his own box set. And Meg was like, "Do you think he was like signing it?" And I was like, "Fuck, you might be right. Actually, I don't know why someone would buy their own box set. He probably gets it for free." So I was like, maybe
Yeah,
he was signing it.
You probably should have grabbed one of his and asked him to sign it.
I know, but at the time,
after you bought it. The
Yeah,
second
you're
he
right,
signs, you
you're
go up
right.
to the front, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's $400."
oh yeah, exactly. I'm like, this is 30, and now it's 400. Bad Bunny. But
Yeah.
I don't know. They seemed fine. I was just like, okay.
Yeah,
like, at the time,
believe it
like
or
I
not,
said.
they're human beings. It's crazy.
No, they're just out and about. But there were paparazzi out front, as that picture shows. They're snapping pics, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I hate paparazzi. They're the worst. But
I'm trying to find the one where you're holding the gorillas because I remember that one.
that's it. That's in that picture. I thought.
You can't see what you're holding in that photo.
There's a better photo then. What if you click that photo and then it shows other photos down below? You know what I mean?
It was an X post,
Ah.
and I'm not gonna make an X account to look at.
What was the caption? Hot guy behind Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner buys record.
Future star? Question mark. Who's with Bad Bunny?
Future Epstein list guy. This
So-
guy's
oh, wait.
definitely on the Epstein list.
I was able to open it. There was a comment that said, "Oh my God, they look so cute together." Damn, they're talking about you.
Damn, me and Bad Bunny.
Oh, more pics at KendallJennerPhotoGallery.com.
Oh, you have that bookmark. Just open that real quick.
Oh God, I was hoping this would take me to that day, and it definitely took me to the most
Oh.
recent photo of her.
Oh, good fucking luck.
Yeah, I'm not scrolling for that.
You could probably, I'll drop it into Chat GPT and be like, find me similar photos to this. See if it
Yeah,
can find anything online. But
there's one just zoomed up on your face.
I'm like, that's not even an angle that the paparazzi they like recreated this image. Wait, what was your story about? What did you just say?
Is that
Oh,
almost
the toilets.
800? Yeah, almost 800,000 toilets flushed at once in New York, and it happened to be right after the halftime show.
That makes sense.
I like
it. It was a good show. Little Ricky.
It was
Martin.
awesome. Jessica Alba was in there.
Saw Pedro Pascal. They threw a little Lady Gaga. That was fun.
Hold on, what did that just?
Oh
say?
my God. What about the fucking other show? Turning Point.
Oh yeah, How about that, huh?
Kid Rock, baby.
That was something else. He didn't even like try to lip sync.
I don't know. It's just like I'm not even gonna make the low hanging joke of being like the guy being like, I just want to drink my beer. I think that's like, I think the song is supposed to be oversimplified. I'm not defending him because it doesn't sound like a song I'd listen to, but like I think the thing you could poke fun at more is that like they literally just threw that out of spite and then no one watched it, and then my favorite thing was the Bad Bunny performance was like the most watched Super Bowl halftime show ever. And they were hoping that it was going to be like no one watched it. So then I saw people online being like, you can't say no one watched it. So instead they found live videos from the actual concert, and they're like, oh my God, look, no one's dancing. And I was like, yeah, because they're all fucking rich white people who don't know how to fucking dance to Spanish music. And I'm like, are you surprised? Like, what?
It
just made me laugh.
Shocking.
They had to find like another route to be like, wait, this is actually bad. And I'm like, and then at the end he was like, we are America. And I was like, he's like, God bless America. I'm like, how can you guys be mad? He gave you everything you wanted. And then some guy is like now trying to sue Bad Bunny and be like, he swore during the halftime show. I'm like, bitch, I thought you couldn't understand Spanish. Shut the fuck up. Like, stop pretending like now all of a sudden you could understand him. Like, no, you're just like, he speaks Spanish. I can't understand him. Now he swears too much. Like, eat a dick.
No one complained when Shakira performed. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, they're like, he's not American. I'm like, what about the Rolling Stones and U2 and Coldplay? And I'm like, what the fuck? And plus, like, he's Puerto Rican, is American. But, like, that's not even a qualification to play for. And then, like, they're doing this out of spite because of ICE. And I'm like, literally, he's the most popular streamed artist in the world right now, and you guys are still like, the liberals are doing this out of spite. I'm like, if anything, the NFL would be like, we probably want to pander more towards conservatives because they're probably a bigger chunk of the viewing audience, but at the same time, he is the most popular streamed artist in the world right now. So I'm like,
well, I mean, yeah, and Spanish is the most spoken language across the world, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are just being snowflakes. You're snowflakes. Remember when you called us snowflakes? Well, guess what? How the turntables. How
they turn. How do they turn?
That's an office joke for you, but you know,
big office guy.
But dude, guess what my favorite show is?
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it and The Office.
Have you been watching the new Game of Thrones show?
Yeah, I like it a lot, dude. I fucking love it. I'm like in love with it. I already know about Dunk and Egg and everything they do. I'm like, but I'm pausing the episode every 5 minutes to explain to Meg. I'm like, well, he will become king. He's Aegon the Unlikely, and I don't want to go into it to spoil anything for anybody, but god damn. I'm mad we don't get to see his whole run.
I think the first 2 episodes were a little boring, but it definitely picks up steam on episode 3.
Did you watch 4?
Yes. I'm just saying episode 3 is when I was like, okay, this show's ripping hard.
The start of the steam.
Yeah.
I was in it right when they showed that guy's big dick.
Yeah, when the guy was having like the painful diarrhea, I was like, what are we doing here? What are we watching? This isn't.
But I think they did that on purpose. They're just like, this is not. We don't take ourselves very serious. I thought it was very intentional to be like,
yeah, but it could have been like funny. Like they could have made like an actual like funny scene instead of just a guy having explosive diarrhea against a tree.
I thought you were lower than this. Take your brow and lower it.
That's what I'm saying. Is I think I'm even I am a little too highbrow for that.
No, I get it. I get it. It's a little in your face, but you know, I enjoyed it. I liked it. So
yeah, the guy's 2 foot long dick was great. he rivaled the guy from 28 Years Later.
We're in a giant group of people. I was hanging out with a bunch of girls, and right when that scene came on, they all gasped, and I went, "Yeah, pretty small, huh?"
Yeah.
And then I had a ton of sex.
Yeah, they all stood up and clapped.
Yeah, that they threw bouquets at me and they named me Sir Penis and they knighted me.
They knighted me with sex.
I go,
What can I
that's
say?
that's really embarrassing. Look how small that is. That's small. Anyway. Okay, should we tell these stories?
Probably.
Okay, let's do it. Now, David, we all love a road trip, don't we? You know, a bunch of friends in a car with a common goal of visiting, you know, a national monument, a concert, or maybe even a sporting event. But as we know, even a fun road trip can quickly turn into a nightmare with one wrong turn. As today, we discuss the disappearance of the Yuba County Five. Fuck.
Remember our last road trip?
Yuba County Five, not Five. Our last road trip. Yeah, out to the beach in Oregon, right?
No, I think we had one after that.
You, me, and Colby? We stopped at the gas station?
No. You, me, and Jared. And then we met Colby.
Oh, up to Portland.
Yeah.
Jared wasn't with us.
Well, I thought he was. Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Oh, God, I can't remember now.
He was. He was for sure.
Okay, he was. Okay. That's when Byron was in town.
Exactly. Just a routine 2-hour drive to Portland ended up being like almost 6 hours because Joe Byron was there.
We were so close to the Airbnb and everything got shut the fuck down because
they shut down every bridge in Portland, which is a lot. And
they let Joe drive. He got lost.
They let Joe drive. He ended up in the river.
Hey, man. Oh, come on, man. Let me drive down this side of the road. They're like, that's the wrong side, Joe.
Remember when his dog bit a Secret Service agent like every other day? I was talking about that earlier today.
What's his dog name? Like Ranger or Scout or...
I think it was Major.
I almost said Hunter. That's his dog. I mean, that's his son. Major. I think it is Major.
I mean, that's his dog. I mean, fuck.
Remember when his son bit a bunch of people? Love it.
Yeah.
God, that guy's twisted off the coke. I love him.
Yeah.
I saw him sober, and he was actually pretty like well spoken. I was like, okay.
I saw that. I saw a clip of that too, and I was like, oh, I didn't expect him to actually like sound like a halfway normal person.
But it's like if any of your friends did coke, everybody would be like, that guy does coke, and then you go and talk to him when he's sober, and he's like, yeah, I did coke, and you're like, oh yeah, you're normal. I forgot. Like,
I don't know.
Coke?
I've known a lot of cokeheads, and when they sober up, they are not super smart still.
Oh really? I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of coke or coke adjacent people in my life.
Which is kind of impressive, being that you're in LA.
Yeah, it's because I'm a loser who has no cool friends.
It's true.
All my friends don't do coke. Fucking losers. Yeah. Don't do coke. I've never done coke, but I'm gonna continue to not do it. But these Yuba County Five might have. So let's get into this story, okay? They did not, but they might have.
They might have.
We don't know. It's a mystery. So on the night of February 24th, 1978, 5 friends, Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, Ted Weher, Gary Mathias, and Jackie Hewitt drove from Yuba City to Chico. So Yuba City, Yuba City is by Sacramento.
Love Yuba.
You've never been to Yuba.
My cousin lives in Yuba City, and he got married in Yuba City a few years ago.
Yuba City? That's like me saying Yuba City 5.
Yuba City 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you're a frequenter to Yuba City. Okay.
I've been once.
But you've been to Chico too, I assume, right?
No, but my cousin who lives in Yuba City went to Chico State.
Okay. For those who don't know, Yuba City is like right near Sacramento, I think, and then Chico is like halfway up. It's like close to the top of Northern California. So I'd say a couple more hours and you hit the Oregon border, right? I've never been to Chico, but it's high up there.
I've got no clue. I didn't know it was that close to Oregon.
Let's see really quick. Chico. Chico, California.
I always
You know
assumed
what?
it was like
I
45
have-
minutes from Sacramento.
You know what? I have been to Chico because that's where my aunt lives. But okay, it's not that close. It's high up there, but it's not like right next to the border. It's like right central Northern California, central Northern.
All I know is it's a big party school.
It is a big party school, yes, because it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's a cute little town, but it's a lot of trees and not a lot of a lot of stuff going on up there. So they party hard. And like I said, these 5 guys drove from Yuba City to Chico, California, to watch a college basketball game in 1978. The men were in their mid-20s to early 30s and were part of a community program for adults with developmental disabilities, except for Matthias, who was a U.S. Army veteran being treated for schizophrenia but was considered stable and high-functioning. So I have to preface this. When I first saw this story and I started reading it, I was like, whoa, this is really interesting. These people went missing. I wonder what happened. And I have to be completely honest, not making fun of, but it's just something that I came to my attention where I was like, if the fact that they had developmental disabilities, I was like, some of the mystery does go away, especially when we get later into the story and there's a family member that kind of explains how one of the victims would act at home. And I go, okay, a lot more stuff's connecting than if they were not suffering from any disabilities. So preface all of this with that.
To correct you, just because you have disabilities does not mean you're suffering from anything. Sorry.
I knew right when I said suffering, I'm like, I feel like that wasn't the right word, but I still won't.
For instance, I suffer dealing with you.
That's a disability. I am a disability to anyone around me. You knew that. You knew that when you signed on to this. Fine. I won't say suffering from, but I will not say houseless. Wait, what did they say? Someone goes homeless, and then I said homeless, and someone's like unhoused. I'm like, oh my God, what are we? I'm like, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but like, is that really better? And somebody could argue like a house is not a home or like semantics, but I'm like, I'm just trying to say that this person does not live inside of a domicile.
Unhoused sounds so much more pretentious to me.
I know. I'm like, are you just trying to rub in the fact that you live in a house? Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh. I'm like, permanent camper. I'm joking.
Unhoused sounds like a feral thing to me. like they're unhousable. It's like, not that they don't have it. It's that they can't have it. You know, maybe that's just me, but like,
Orkin does not let this man near homes. This man is a termite. This man is registered on the DSM pest control list.
I mean, I'm all for everyone has their own thing. Like, I don't want to offend people, but I don't see how saying someone is homeless is worse than saying unhoused.
Yeah. It's also really tricky to talk about somebody with developmental disabilities, because I'm not trying to say they suffer from it, but I'm like, they probably don't love it, but I don't want to say they're completely hindered by it, because I know that there's some people who are like, no, I've lived a completely fulfilling life with my disability, and I'm like, you're right, but I'm like, I also when they die because of it, I'm like, well, there was some suffering involved because of possibly this. So I'm like, it's a tricky tightrope to walk, but I always try to be sensitive to people's wishes. So I will. The
thing that I hate is making words bad in a sense that people are more afraid to talk about it than acknowledge it. People will avoid it completely because they don't want to offend anyone. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's almost worse than not trying to offend someone.
that was Latinx for a while. People were like Latinx, and people were like Latinx, and the Latino people were like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And white people are like, you don't do Latinx? Okay, we'll take back Latinx.
You're right. Now you think about it, I haven't heard that in a while.
Exactly. They stopped doing Latinx. It's kind of crazy, actually. Okay, so like I said, the group was a close knit group. Was a close knit group. Played on a basketball team called the Gateway Gators, and were all straight laced. They didn't drink, they didn't do drugs, and in their free time, they dedicated it to playing and watching basketball. They were basketball obsessed, which hell yeah, I love that. And the next morning after the Chico game, I think I can't remember if they all lived together too. They might have lived together, which is a really nice like
a frat house.
Yeah, honestly, especially if like people like it gives them the independence, but they also have like each other to like lean on. It's like I've seen those programs before. I'm like, oh, that's smart and good. Honestly, kind of wish let's just like all leave our spouses and just like live together. They're living the dream.
Do another frat like an adult frat house. That can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing bad can happen for that.
What do you mean we're all on the Epstein list? I'm joking. It just feels like the guys that start an adult frat house would be on that
in
list.
jail in a month.
Yeah, exactly. The guys like hiring prostitutes on Tuesday. I mean, hiring strippers on like a Tuesday, and you're like, okay, Cliff, you can't do that. So they're all straight laced and they love basketball. The next morning after the Chico game, they played UC Davis, by the way. So I guess they were UC Davis fans. Being close to Sacramento makes sense.
Go Mustangs.
They watched. I think they're the Aggies.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is a horse, though.
Yeah. So the next morning after the Chico game, the Gators, the Gators, were scheduled to play in a tournament as the guys were eager to get back home and prep for their big game the next day. As they left Chico around 10 p.m., which is pretty late, actually, just to be like, that's like I'd guess like maybe a 2-hour drive, maybe a little less, but it's still pretty late. Around 10 p.m. at night, they left, and instead of heading south towards Yuba City, somehow they drove northeast into the cold mountains.
Oh, shit. So I thought they're going like camping or something.
Yeah, that's what the crazy thing is, and we'll get into the theories of why they even drove out there, but they just completely headed the wrong direction and went. I don't want to get into it yet. We'll get into it, but
yeah.
So the next morning, the boys were missing for several days, but on February 28th, 4 days after their disappearance, a forest ranger found Jack Madruga's 1969 Mercury Montego abandoned on a remote road near Oroville. It was high in the Plumas National Forest. So they were up there in the forest, like pretty high on like a desolate road. And the vehicle was roughly 70 miles from where they should have been. When investigators found the vehicle, they noted many things, including that the car wasn't wrecked, it wasn't stuck, it was slightly snowed in, but it could have been driven out. The gas tank had a quarter tank left, the battery was fine, the doors were unlocked, and one window was rolled down, but the keys were missing. So just from that, they're like, was there like a struggle? Did their car break down? And they're like, no, everything seems fine, because apparently the cops hot-wired the car when they found it, and that's how they found out that it was running fine and there's gas
juice
in the tank. Yeah, and I'm like, oh shit, like, okay, that's interesting. And they said like easily that could have been like pulled out of the tiny snow embankment they were in if they had 5 guys pushing, like easy. So there was no reason the car couldn't have been turned around and driven back down the mountain, but for some reason, the men had simply left the car. Searchers soon realized that after leaving the car, the group had walked into freezing winter terrain as snow drifts in some areas were up to 4 to 6 feet deep, and at the time, nighttime temperatures had dropped below freezing. 3 months later... I'm going to ask
a stupid question.
Yeah.
What is a snowdrift again? Is that like the embankment on the side of roads?
You know what? That's what I kind of thought it was. Snowdrift. Let's see. It is. Oh, wait. A snowdrift is a deposit of snow sculpted by wind into a mound during a snowstorm. They resemble sand dunes and are formed in a similar manner, namely by wind moving light snow deposit. So it's just
okay. So
yeah, they're kind of
if
like, they look like dunes.
If anyone's ever like driven through a place like Montana, and you ever look out at the fields, like the farming fields, and they have like weird wood structures that are kind of not diagonal, but like
it's just like a stick.
No, it's almost like if you imagine like a giant pallet that's just laying like 45 degrees. And those are made to catch and build the snow drifts to prevent them from going further.
Oh, it catches them in the wind. Why do they not want it to go into the field?
Like if they have cattle or horses and stuff, like just
harder for them to walk and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Or if there's like, I don't know, like potatoes growing, crops. What I'm trying to say, like they don't want them to get buried under it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
interesting. I did not know that. So, like I said, they had left the car and they were walking in 4 to 6 feet deep snow drifts at the time, and it was really, really cold. And they couldn't find the guys, even though they found the car. But 3 months later, in June of 1978, after snow melted, a group of motorcyclists discovered a forest service trailer about 19 miles from where the car had been found. And it doesn't really make sense because they said that I deleted it because I just couldn't wrap my head around it. They're like, it was 19 miles from where the car was found, but it was only 12 to 13 miles in the snow, which I don't really understand. Maybe that they were talking about like maybe a frozen lake or a body of water or something, but I don't know
either
how
that
it was 7 miles shorter.
So it was like an RV?
It was a trailer. And we're going to get into
what I'm gonna say,
the trailer was up to, but
I'm going to say what that means is that the trailer was on a road. And I'm going to guess the road was 19 miles. To drive from the car to where that would have been 19 miles. But they probably went as the crow flies.
I see.
Which
that
means
might be
going
true.
Off.
Yeah. Straight path. That might be actually true. Because when they got to the trailer that was 19 miles from the car, they found their first body, which was Ted Weiher. He was lying in a bed, wrapped carefully in sheets, his feet severely frostbitten. His body weight had dropped dramatically from 200 to around 100 pounds.
How many days was this?
I have it right here. Let me see. Wait, where was it? Oh, right here. It's the next sentence. So his body weight had dropped from 200 to 100 pounds, and he had grown a large beard. The autopsy concluded he had likely survived for 8 to 13 weeks before dying of starvation and hypothermia.
What the fuck? Wait, dude. So we just got done watching Alone, the 11th season of Alone.
That show's good.
And love that show, by the way. If you've never watched it, it's a good time. But like one thing that I really love they do in that show is over time they'll like do a little update and be like Brandon has lost like 60 pounds since arriving. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we've watched seasons where people have been there for like 3 months and like they don't lose 100 pounds. So that's why I was like, holy fuck, how long have they been there?
Well, it gets more baffling. And like I said,
okay. And the beard is honestly crazier probably.
Yeah. And not to hone too much in on the developmental disability, but like it's going to play a role here because, like I said, the autopsy concluded that 8 to 13 weeks before dying of starvation and hypothermia. But what was the most baffling is what was found in the trailer with Ted Weiher. And in the trailer, there was these items: a storage locker filled with sea rations, military-style emergency food. There were matches. There were paperback books. There were heavy clothing. There was a functional propane heating system and a large butane tank connected to the heater. And as you probably assumed, the heater had never been turned on, and the most of the food had never been opened. Investigators believe that someone, likely Matthias, had opened about a dozen cans of food using a military-style P-38 can opener. This was the veteran guy who had schizophrenia. He had opened a dozen cans of food, and that detail mattered because Matthias, as a veteran, would have known how to use that, and the others would likely not have been able to use that. Two other bodies, and we'll get into the theory at the end, but let me just give you all the facts. Two other bodies, Jack Madruga and Bill Sterling, were found about 4.5 miles downhill from the trailer, and they had died of hypothermia. They were wearing lighter clothing as well. One still had the car keys in his pocket, but they were not the keys to the Montego, which is kind of weird. I don't understand that at all, but that could have just been car keys to a different car that he, maybe his house keys were connected to that. I bring my car keys.
Yeah, like I never, like, I'll leave my truck at home and I'll go to fucking Hawaii and have my car keys on me. So.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not that crazy. Maybe 1978 is crazy, but I still don't think it is. So Jackie Hewitt's remains, a third guy, were found scattered by animals roughly 2 miles from the trailer. And Gary Matthias, who was the veteran, was never found, but his tennis shoes were found inside the trailer. And as Ted Weiher had been wearing Matthias's shoes. This is what led many to believe Matthias reached the trailer first, possibly organized some survival efforts, then left, perhaps searching for help, and vanished into the snow forever. So, like I said, there are many questions and theories about what might have actually happened to the 5 men, with some believing that something sinister or supernatural had a hand in it. But there was a report from a convenience store clerk in Brownsville who said that the 5 men had come into the store that night to buy snacks, and she claimed that she remembered them because it was a large group that walked in right before closing, so it delayed her leaving, so she was a little irritated.
Oh, you don't forget about that.
Yeah, exactly. But they bought like soda, chocolate milk, and some snacks. And what it says, what she did not about, what does that mean? What did she not about the men? Oh, what she did notice about the men was that they seemed normal. There's no like blood on them, no signs of distress, no strange behavior, no clear signs of another party either. So everything kind of seemed, they weren't being followed, they weren't being stalked, they weren't being like held at gunpoint. They're all just having like a good time. So it said they did, did they run into something after leaving the store that brought them up to the desolated road on the mountain? Or was it an accident altogether? We may never know, but some clues have helped form theories about what have actually happened. So this is when we get into the theory really quick, but first off, the man found dead in the trailer from starvation, Weiher, his family said, this is crazy. His family said that he lacked common sense as a result of his cognitive disability. For example, he often asked why it was necessary to stop at a stop sign, and one night he had to be dragged out of bed while the ceiling of his bedroom was burning in a house fire because he was afraid he would be late for work if he did not get enough sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty severe.
So
to have that mindset, that's not, yeah.
So just to have that mindset from the get-go, you kind of go, okay, there in that trailer, there was enough food to feed the 5 of them for over a year. And the guy most likely only ate the food that the military veteran opened for him and probably gave him. And then after that, my best guess is that he probably laid in that bed for 8 to 13 weeks not moving. Right? Which is terrifying and sad, right?
Where I get confused is okay, so they left the basketball game. They got lost. How did no one go, looking for them?
Okay.
Were they reported missing?
That's a good question. Yeah, they found the car 4 days after. I don't know, maybe because...
4 days after they went missing?
4 days after they were reported missing. They're all supposed to be back that night. They found their car 4 days after, on the trail, but there's no people around. And 19 miles in is a pretty long trek in.
Yeah.
I would assume that somebody would have taken a snow. It was also 1978.
Yeah.
So that is context to have. Probably not like a huge story in the area.
Yeah. The timeline is just messing with me.
So let me finish I have a couple more paragraphs. Here's like the full theory, but the theory goes that Matthias, the veteran, they believe that he had a friend in a small town in Forbestown, and police believe that it was possible that in an attempt to visit them on the way back home, the men may have taken a wrong turn near Oroville that put them on the mountain road. For whatever reason, the men had left the Mercury instead of going back the way they came, and they chose to continue along the road in the direction they were originally headed. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Instead of going back the way they came, they chose to continue going along the road in the direction they were originally headed. So they pulled off on this desolate road, and instead of turning around, they just parked the car and started walking down the road they were facing. And it says the day before the men went missing, a USFS Snowcat went along that road that they were facing. They went along that road in the direction to clear snow off the trailer roof so it would not collapse. So that trailer that was 19 miles in that guy eventually found and broke the window to and went inside, a USFS Snowcat went there a few days before to clear the snow off the roof. So if they went missing 3 or 4 days before that, these guys would have found them at this trailer. But since they cleared the snow off the roof, they didn't go back there for however long. But it was possible, police believed, that the group had decided to follow the tracks the Snowcat left through snow drifts of 4 to 6 feet high to whatever they led to, in the belief that shelter was not far away. So they thought that, oh, there's tracks leading here. We're going to end up at somebody's house, and they're going to be able to help us get back to where we wanted to. And, like, who knows? They could have been going through, like, mental health crisis at the time. Like, maybe the guy with schizophrenia might have been, like, having an episode, and they're just like, we should go find somebody because we don't know what to do type situation. Like, we need guidance on this. So maybe that's why they kept walking and following this trail. And that's how they ended up that's why I also don't believe the crow flies theory, because I believe that they probably followed these tracks all the way up to that trailer, which seems plausible.
What's that term of like group paranoia or group schizophrenia, where like if one person starts losing it and then everybody starts losing it?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
You know what I'm talking about, though. Like, I wonder if that could be.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, I know what you mean. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's also hard. Like I said, it's also very hard because like they didn't have their faculties because of possibly their disabilities. They are very high functioning, but in stressful situations, that could change somebody who's very high functioning to somebody who's incapable of doing anything. Because I mean, people who don't have any disabilities become that way. I can't imagine somebody with a disability who would have to suffer through this extreme fear and disorientation and, you know, being lost. So you just.
Well, I think also like back then things were a little like less supported and a little more difficult too.
Oh yeah, definitely stigma and like things weren't like set up for you where people were like probably as empathetic or like understood what you were going through. You know, now we have a lot more knowledge on it, but so like I said, they walked the trail in the belief that they would find a shelter. Most likely Madruga and Sterling died of hypothermia about halfway through the long walk to the trailer, and then Hewitt soon after. So the 3 guys that were found outside, the 2 guys that were found next to each other, they believe that one of them decided to probably go to sleep and the other one stayed with him, and then he fell asleep too, which is really sad. And then the other guy, I don't know about him because animals dragged his body. They picked at him or whatever, so he was brought to a separate area. They don't fully know what happened there, but those 3 guys died of hypothermia outside. And then it is assumed that once they found the trailer, the 2 remaining guys, they broke the window to enter, and since it was locked, they may have feared arrest for burglary or theft if they used anything they found there. So that is also like the logic behind somebody who's like, you know, maybe has a disability to be like, I don't want to do anything bad, not understanding that like you would be forgiven for this. So he might not have used anything with that fear. And it says after Weher died, the guy in the bed, it says after Weher died or after Matthias thought he had died, he may have decided to try to get back to civilization by different ways, such as walking over land. So like you said, I think by as the crow flies and not going back down the 19-mile trail and being like, I'll find a shortcut if I go this way. And it says he was never seen again. He was never found. So he still might be out there somewhere. I mean, obviously not alive. This is 1978, but he most likely died of you know what? I my last paragraph is, I personally believe that Matthias never made it out of the woods and instead became a hermit that lived off the land, but we will most likely never know, as the disappearance and deaths of the Yuba County Five still remains a mystery to this day. But it still just blows my mind that the guy in the bed didn't burn any of the books. He didn't use the propane heater. He didn't eat any of the food. He didn't, like, he got frostbite on his feet. But, like, also, I'm coming from, like I said, somebody who does not have a developmental disability. So it's like, to him, that must have made a lot of sense to be like, it's terrifying to do any of that because I might get in trouble. And it's just, like, such a preventable thing that is just a tragedy. But interesting nonetheless. And I think it's a valuable lesson to, like, you know, maybe take a second and really think about your options before you start doing anything, even if you're in a group, because, you know, one person's idea is not always the best. You know, you got to think for yourself too. So just really think through your options and, you know, don't be lost in 1978 cold woods. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
But a very interesting story. It like,
yeah,
I was like, whoa.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it. That's it.
Right on. All right, Tobin. Today we're going to talk about a not so fun story, but one that took place just a few miles from where I'm sitting right now.
Epstein.
I'm on the island. The Wi-Fi is great here.
I was about to say, with the Pokemon Go shit, I'm like, they had Wi-Fi out there?
Well, there's that little thing called Starlink.
I know. I was just thinking about that too, actually.
Yeah. Which, for the record, I've used Starlink before, and it's actually pretty nice.
And it immediately lets you go to the dark web. It's crazy.
The home, you know how like usually open a browser, it goes like Google. This goes like crazy markets.
It immediately starts downloading CP.
It goes to Boogle. So this is a story that I brought up a few times. I believe I brought it up last episode, but I think it's time to actually cover it. So this is the story of the national tragedy of Kip Kinkel.
Wait, why does that name sound familiar?
Because that was the name of the soldier in
Chip Hazard.
Toy Soldiers.
Oh,
no,
you're
well, Chip
right.
Hazard was a leader, but there is Kip.
Yes, he's one of the soldiers.
Yes. So Kipland Philip Kinkel was born August 30th, 1982 in Springfield, Oregon. Springfield being a smaller city that neighbors Eugene, where I live. Kipland, more famously known as Kip, was the second child to his parents William and Faith. Both of his parents were Spanish teachers in the area. His mother teaching Spanish at Springfield High School, and his father teaching Spanish at Lane Community College. But
were they white or Spanish?
I mean,
I guess Spanish.
I don't know if I ever looked up a photo of the parents, but like Kip Kinkel's white.
Yeah, I was like Kinkel is like I don't even know what ethnicity
Irish
last name is it?
I don't know. Saying
Sounds
a funny
like
Irish accent, you can do
Kinkel. It's like Kinkel.
Exactly. That sounds
top
right.
of the morning to you, Kinkel.
Doesn't that
Yeah,
sound
maybe
good?
Irish or British, maybe, Ooh,
Yeah.
I want to look it up. Keep telling your story. I'll update you on Kinkel's last name.
So it's worth noting that at the time of this story, when all this went down, his father was retired. So he was no longer teaching at the community college, but at one point he was a Spanish teacher like the mother. Excuse me. So according to all accounts, William and Faith were loving, supportive parents, but they did keep something about their family a secret.
German.
And that was a history of being German. That was a history of mental illness, which was present on both sides of the family.
You can't hide that.
No, they did. They shouldn't have. It was revealed after everything that goes down went down, that Kip had an uncle who had stabbed a state trooper during a traffic stop in the 40s. And
wait, that's how traffic stops happen. That's how they went in the 40s. I thought.
Yeah, it just automatic knife fight.
Yeah, they get out of the car and they go, "You're gonna get a ticket," and then you say trial by combat, and then you fight the state trooper. Would that be sick though? If he's like, "You're gonna get a ticket,"
No.
and he's like, "Trial by combat," and then you just fight
life
the
or
cop
death
on the
over a speeding ticket.
Okay, but what if it's a jail sentence though?
Yeah, you're going like 3 times the speed limit.
That would be actually cool. Like, imagine if they were just like trial by combat. And I just brought this up the other day because somebody was telling me that in Spain they're going to outlaw bullfighting, and I was like, but what if we put like death row inmates in there and let them fight like old Coliseum?
Well, what's crazy is
They're
like
death row inmates. They're fine. They did horrible shit.
So I went to a PBR event, which is pro bull riding.
Oh, that was Pabst.
And exactly, because that's what you would think. And half the reason I went to it was because I saw the listing for it when I was at a basketball game, and it was an event that was being held at the University of Oregon's basketball arena. And I was so intrigued because I was like, ain't no way they're just like, how are they doing bullfighting on this basketball court? Like, I gotta see this. Gotta see what, like, that was just really intriguing. And as I was going into it, the stadium for it, there's a lot of people protesting, like, this is animal cruelty. And I was like, yeah, like, that's fair. Like, you know, I feel bad for the bulls. Brother, when I tell you, I feel bad for those motherfuckers trying to ride those bulls. Those bulls, I didn't know what bull riding was. Do you know how bull riding works?
Yeah, are you talking about? Well, first they tie a rope to the bull's nuts and they make it go crazy, but they go on. They tie their hand to don't they tie their hand to like the notch on the back, and then they're on it for like 3 seconds at most, and they get knocked off. They open the gates.
I think the longest you can stay on, and then like that's considered like a pass, I think is like 13 seconds.
Yeah, it's like crazy short.
They're not on these bulls for like, and half of them don't even make it close. Like the second they get out there, these guys are landing on the back of their necks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those guys also really big in Brazil. Half the dudes were from Brazil, which I was surprised by. But yeah, no, after leaving that place, I was like, I feel bad for the riders because those bulls like kick the shit out of them, and I bet they feed those bulls well, and I bet they take good care of them. How did we get here?
We were talking about traffic stop and how they should bring back death penalty coliseums. That's
right. It kind of sounds like you're just kind of supporting that we should be able to kill cops and it's okay.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I just really love, you're talking about Game of Thrones, I really love trial by combat. Let's just do the 7. You go get 6 other friends, and then he gets 6 other cops.
I think if both parties are okay with it, I don't think we should hold anybody accountable.
For what? What are you talking about?
If both people involved say that I'm challenging you a fight to the death, and you say I accept, whoever wins, that's just it. You know, if both parties,
somebody can't go to jail
agreed,
for murder.
Yeah, I think that should be fair. I think it's fair game. If both people accept the terms, I think we should allow it.
Well, that's like that guy that fucking asked he wanted to get eaten. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he went to, his name's like Arns.
I don't
He's
think
like that
the
German
guy who ate him, we need to watch that guy until he eats someone else, but like.
But he's like an ethical cannibal. He didn't kill anybody. Yeah, he's like, hey, does anybody want to get eat? He was on a cannibal forum, and he was like, I want to eat somebody. And the guy's like, I want to be eaten. And then they fucking still put that guy in prison. And I was like, because they said that, I think they argued that he was on pills and he couldn't have, he signed the document under duress of like drugs.
Yeah, but now that I'm actually like thinking about it, like eating someone's kind of fucked up. That's a little different.
No, it's fine. Well,
I take
David,
it back.
we're not arguing. No, we're not arguing.
A death fight and duel's fine. Eating people's not cool.
No, we're not arguing the context. We're arguing the principle that if somebody agrees to something, the government should fucking allow them to. We're not cannibal. We're not pro-cannibal. We're anti-seagull, anti-wasp, anti-cannibal. But we do believe in the power of the pen, and a signature is bond. Word is bond, guys.
Did they film it?
Yeah, he did.
See that's the issue. Don't.
Oh, that's the issue.
I think if there's, it's like when you go camping, right?
What?
Leave it cleaner than you found it, right?
He had a bucket.
Leave no evidence behind. Once you record it, and and then all of a sudden you find that on God knows whatever website people found that on, that's where it's an issue. When people are able to watch someone eat someone and they can get off to that, that's a problem. If there's no camera involved and it's just a 1v1, this dude wants you to eat him, you eat him, and it's over. If that's what you want to do, go for it. But the second you start filming it,
your laws are wild.
The second you film it and it becomes entertainment for other people, that's where it becomes bad.
So you're selfish. You don't want other people to enjoy it. You just want to enjoy it, you sick fuck.
No, because no one should enjoy that.
Well, what about the guy who did it?
Well, that's different. You think he got diarrhea?
Oh my God, yeah, because I think he ate the guy's penis, remember? And he said he overcooked it, and it was really chewy, and then he fed it to his dog. But the evidence also is
okay, well, he should go to jail for feeding it to his dog. That's not cool.
Why? Dogs can eat human. That's not cannibalism. Humans eat dog.
No, but the second a dog gets the taste for flesh, you got to put the dog down. It's not a dog anymore.
What is it? It's an invisible dog.
It becomes a wolf. We were trimming Holter's nails the other night, and the only way we could...
Everybody knows if you feed a dog human flesh, it becomes invisible. It loses its pigment and becomes invisible. And you can't trust them after that. That's why you don't feed a dog the human flesh. Okay. Please talk about your nail story.
Well, so the only way we can ever trim our dog's nails is to be constantly giving them treats, or else they get very angry. And the other night, Holter got a little aggressive and like nipped my finger a little bit, and it started bleeding. And I was like, Riley, we got a problem. You know,
yep.
The boys got a taste for the blood now.
Yep. And he has Hep C now.
Yeah, he was a terrible puppy, but he's a good boy now. That dog, worst puppy in the world. He's a good boy now. What were we talking about?
Okay, wait. So we left off at his uncle pulled a knife on a state trooper.
Yes, his uncle stabbed a state trooper, and this part of the story was very confusing from what I was reading, and so I'm just gonna tell it how I interpreted it.
What? Say that again.
Interpreted it.
Okay, that sounded normal. It sounded weird the first time.
It's kind of hard to say.
Interpreted it. Interpreted. It's a
interpreted.
It's close enough. It's a toughie.
So, and another uncle from another side, it didn't specify which side did which, reportedly killed his own brother during the Vietnam War.
Honestly, this is just uncle behavior. I don't even think that he has mental illness. We were talking about this at work, and I was like, I don't want to.
Uncles be crazy.
I said, I love my uncle. I'm not gonna name an uncle, but like I love my uncle, but like my uncle's a little weird sometimes. And somebody was like, oh my god, everybody has a weird uncle. So like when you said that, I'm like, this just sounds like what a weird uncle does. He stabbed a state trooper, and the other guy killed his brother in Vietnam.
So if I can read you the actual sentence, I pull it up real quick. The actual sentence says, believing the man had killed his brother during war.
Wait, he killed his brother because he thought his brother killed his brother?
No, it was just saying that, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I read all this completely wrong. The uncle killed the state trooper because he believed the state trooper killed his brother during the war. I read this as a really confusing sentence, and I was like, okay, so during this time it had to have been the Vietnam War, because that was the war going on close to this timeline. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was saying that the other one had killed his brother during the war, and I was like, okay, so the other uncle killed his brother during the war. The only war going on had to have been Vietnam.
You're just trying to connect the dots. I see.
I was, yeah, and I couldn't find anything about it. Okay.
That makes more sense then. Paranoid. He's like a schizophrenic, paranoid schizophrenic, probably.
Yeah. So
did he kill that state trooper, or did he just stab him?
It gave me the link to a book, and I wasn't going to buy the book for that answer. You know?
Did you see that video of, it's like a kind of infamous video. I guess they show it to like all cops, or they used to, but it's that guy who like gets out of his truck with like a gun. He's like an older guy, and he's a Vietnam War vet, and he starts shooting at the cop and like kills the cop and like runs up on him and like shoots him and stuff like that. And the guy was having like a Vietnam flashback and thought he was like under attack or whatever. So when you said that, I was like,
some like Vietnamese racial slurs and shit. Like,
no, it's all on video. I don't think he says anything. I can't remember now. It's been a really long time.
Maybe like afterwards that's what he said.
Yeah, he might have. But like, it's definitely like an issue with these people that came back from the war. It's like
PTSD's a real thing. In Vietnam was like hell on earth. That was one of the worst wars of all time, and our old Patriots lost that one too.
Yeah,
not a lot of people like to admit that one, but yeah,
it's true. We don't know that jungle that well, you know.
What? I feel like I should say.
What? Say it.
I saw a meme like today. I forget exactly the context, but it was like, it was talking about the halftime show, how people were dressed up as like the plants.
Oh, and I didn't see
like
that. Like plants,
yeah, the whole like maze
shrubbery?
at Bad Bunny's halftime show. All the
people
plants
were dressed up like those.
And my theory is because there were so many, they wouldn't have time to set them up, so they just had people wear them and run out there and stand there and then leave.
No fucking way! I didn't even see that they were people. Were they really people?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I got to rewatch.
You didn't see, because they showed them like coming out to the field.
That would make sense because if they were people, they could just stand there and then they could all run off the field after, instead of like individually going and trying to wheel like all these plants off the field.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But I saw a thing that was like Vietnam grandpa like waking up and alert when someone said the people or the plants.
That's pretty funny. That's funny.
So in Kip's youth, his parents took a sabbatical year in Spain, where he attended believe it or not, a Spanish-speaking kindergarten. The teachers had a hard time with Kip, and it showed in his schooling because he greatly struggled with the curriculum. Not too surprising. I mean, you go take a kid and you go throw them in a different country in a strictly foreign language for them, like speaking kindergarten, they're probably going to be a little confused. I mean, even with like two parents that like teach that language, like I'm sure there's just like a huge difference for a kid that young.
He just
So it
wasn't
was
a
like-
fan of the siestas. He couldn't handle the
No.
siestas.
No,
No nap time.
no, and so like that was kind of like shrugged off. But when they returned to Springfield, Kip attended a elementary school in the small town of Walterville. Put your dick away, Walter.
Was that a thing?
Yeah.
That's not a thing. Who's
Yeah.
Walter?
Walter White.
He said that's
You never
not a
seen
line.
the ones where what's the
Hank?
old like assassin's name? Mike.
Oh, Mike. Yeah, Mike Ehrmantraut.
Yeah. Put your dick away, Walter.
Does he actually
You've
say
never
that?
seen. You've never seen that?
No.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Got some homework to do. So he went to elementary school in Walterville, about 5 miles outside of Springfield. Even though it was just first grade, his teachers considered him very immature and lacking emotional development for a child his age, which is like kind of crazy to spot at first grade. At the end of the year,
Yeah,
Kip's parents.
I wonder if that's like easy to spot, or if you have to like be like somebody who works with a lot of children to like clock that.
Yeah. So
I could tell when a kid's gonna be gay. Is that the same thing? You know, like when you see like a 7-year-old and you're like, you're gonna be gay. That's fine though. I'm proud. I'm happy for you. You know what I mean?
We had I grew up with someone who like came out to us at the end of high school, and we're just like, oh, like that's so awesome, man. But like we've known since like
We've known
third
since you were
grade.
5.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Like
It's
very
like
like
that.
happy for you. But we did.
It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm when he buys the kid the sewing machine, and he's like, "Yeah, thank you, Larry." And she's like, "Why would you buy him that? Like, what do you think he's like?" And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Gay?" And he's like, and the kid makes a swastika. He's like, and he's like, "Ooh, who's this guy?" And he's like, "That's Hitler. He's a very bad man." And he's like, "I love that logo he has." And he's like, "That's a swastika." And he makes it with his sewing machine. Oh, that show is
that show's so good.
unhinged. Yeah.
Yeah. Jerry Seinfeld in the Epstein.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. Remember? Hey, let's not forget that when he had that like 17-year-old girlfriend, and he was like 42. So.
Wait,
Look
is
at
that
that
the airline
space.
food he was talking about? What's the
island
deal
food?
with airline food? Chicken or fish? I ordered child. Sorry, that's a little dark. Wow, I did not know he was on that. Holy shit, are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to Google that one after.
Yeah. It was just, I mean, it was an email that was like, hey, Jerry Seinfeld +1 will be like coming by soon. Like, can they come to the island? And it was like, yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Like no specifics, but just, or it was like, hey, like, can we have lunch with Jerry Seinfeld or something like that? I forget.
do you think he brought Kramer?
Probably.
Kramer's like, I have enough problems.
Yeah.
I'm still dealing with my.
He's like, I gotta create a problem that's way worse than when I dropped the N-word. So
He's like,
I need people to forget about that.
He's like, I'm just coming off of that scandal. Please, I can't do this. I am not the +1.
So, yeah, even though it was just the first grade, teachers considered him very immature and lacking emotional development for a child his age. And at the end of the year, Kip's parents agreed that it might be in his best interest to be held back and repeat the first grade. During that year, Kip was diagnosed with dyslexia, which started to get worse and worse every year from that point on, to the point that he was placed in extensive special education in the second grade so that he was given more attention and focus in his education. Kip developed an interest in firearms and explosives from a very early age, which only became more severe as he entered puberty.
Okay, I have to say this before you continue. When I was younger, I used to draw like people with guns shooting at each other.
Yeah.
But I've never shot a gun before in my life. I still haven't.
Yeah.
And it's not off of principle. It's literally off of like, I just never had the opportunity. I'd be interested. But that's the hard thing is that like people go, this is really disturbing. But then you forget that there's like 90% of kids have drawn like army men or people with guns shooting at another guy with a gun or something like that. And nothing's happened. But when something tragic happens, they look back and they go, look, he drew guns. And I'm like, this is kind of like the rap music or like the Marilyn Manson argument or like the video game. What is that? What are you pointing at me? Is that a real gun? Is that real?
No.
Yeah, it is. Don't point that. You didn't point that at me. You pointed at your phone, or your camera, but don't be creeping around his house. That's all I'm saying. You know? I'm a shoot first. Oh, and he has a katana now. He has a fucking katana. He's a slice first, ask questions later kind of guy. Okay, continue. Sorry. But
yeah, I mean, what I was going to say, like, my next sentence was, which seems pretty normal for a lot of, like, young men. Like, it's very normal for us to like guns. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, at a young age like that, like, you go to, like, I don't know, a middle school baseball game, and you're going to see some little brother running around with, like, a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
That's just, it's not unheard of. It's not crazy to think about. I know, like, when I was young, we'd get the Whistling Pete fireworks.
Oh, no, Piccolo Pete.
Was it Piccolo Pete? I think we had them called Whistle. I mean, they're different. It's probably the same thing.
I think ours were a little different.
But you'd wrap it in duct tape and beat it.
Hit it with a hammer. Yes.
Yeah. It'd mix up all the gunpowder and the other goodies, turning into like a miniature stick of dynamite.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The difference is that Kip was making gasoline-based bombs by himself, and he wasn't with friends, by himself, detonating them at a nearby quarry. And he wasn't doing it for fun. He was doing it as an outlet for his rage.
Yeah, now we're getting into domestic terrorist type situation.
Yeah. William, Kip's father, was not a fan of these new interests and tried to deter Kip from them, but eventually gave up and decided that if it was going to be a thing that he was into, he'd at least try to make it as safe as possible, and enrolled Kip in gun safety classes.
Okay.
William would eventually buy Kip a 9mm Glock 19. Terrible idea.
I have to say this though, because we're thinking about this in retrospect, correct?
Yes, but at the same time, I believe he was 15, like when he gifted them this.
I wouldn't have given it to, I would have been like, I'm keeping this in a locked safe, not giving you the combination, but if we want to shoot it at the range, it's your gun and we can go and bring it there and shoot it. But yeah, I wouldn't like give it to him.
Even if I didn't have any concerns, I would never gift a child a semi-automatic pistol that shoots 9mm, because it's commonly carried by law enforcement and military. Like,
what do you usually get? Like
I'll give him like a bolt action 22 rifle, something that is slow. You can't just pop off 9 shots of a 9mm super fast. Like a Glock is kind of a killing machine.
Is it? I know a lot of cops have them, but I'm very unfamiliar with guns, so there's no hammer on them. There's a trigger safety, which is very different from like most safeties on guns. That means that there is like a tiny trigger on the trigger so when you pull the trigger, you have to click in the little one and then into the trigger. Mm-hmm. Not like most I would say most guns have safeties that are like a very obvious, like click in, click out. Oh, so that was the only safety on that gun?
On any Glock. No, there's no Glock that has like your classic safety.
How is that even really a safety? Because if you have your finger on the trigger and you pull it,
because you have to squeeze it. It's something that like if you drop it, it won't fire.
Oh, it's for like
Kinda
dropping it. Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, to be honest, like you shouldn't be handling a gun if you don't know like finger discipline, like
That's
trigger discipline.
trigger discipline. Finger discipline.
I mean, what goes on it?
Finger discipline is what somebody is what. Never mind.
But so like I don't know. I just think a 9mm. Like I think teens should just be shooting 22s and that's it. Except for maybe like 12 gauge shotguns if they're like bird hunting or like 20 gauge. But like I just don't think any teenager needs a Glock of any form
Unless it's a teenager. Well, he was like 13 or something, right?
That's still a teenager, but
oh, you're fucking right. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, he gave them a Glock 19, and also gifted Kip a 22 caliber rifle, which was semi-automatic, and then gave him his very own single shot 22 rifle that William was gifted when he was 12. So I'd assume that might have been like a bolt action. Single shot, maybe like a lever. I don't know if that's considered single shot. I guess it probably would be.
I feel bad because it's just like you never think that you're. I know where this is going already, and you never think your son's capable of anything horrible like that.
Yeah,
you know. So like when you buy it, you're like, I'm buying this to bond with my son and for his affection and for like this is his interest, and then like you look back and you're like, oh my god, am I the cause of all of this because I put these things in his hands? And you're just like, I just didn't. You never if you go in thinking that of your child, it's like that there's also something wrong with that. So like I understand like the proclivity to like give him something like that, but like in retrospect it's a horrible idea, and I think it's something we all have to learn from, of course. But
no, like to compare it, like the Glock is like giving your kid like a motorcycle.
Yeah,
it's fast, it's dangerous, and it's just for fun. Like it's not necessary.
It's not a hunting weapon or anything.
No, I mean it's great. Like I personally own a Glock, but it's for like self-defense mostly.
Fucking hypocrite.
Like bears.
What the fuck? Where are you all the time?
You don't have to worry about where I'm at.
You at the gay clubs? What do you mean? What kind of bears you talking about, though?
Come on now. Settle down.
Is that too much?
So Faith, Kip's mother.
Twunk.
Faith, Kip's mother, had a real issue with all of this, but gave in when Kip's child psychologist gave her emotional permission to say yes to supporting Kip in his hobbies.
What?
They should lose the license. So Kip and William would often use the guns together to go target shooting near their home. Classmates of Kip at Thurston High School described him as strange and morbid. Yeah, let's give the strange and morbid kid 3 guns. Other kids described him as psychotic or a schizoid.
Okay.
Yeah, let's give the psychotic and schizoid kid 3 guns.
Okay.
Being that it was the 90s, it was important to add that Kip was a big fan of rock bands like Nine Inch Nails, and Marilyn Manson.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, let's give the fan of Nine Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson kid 3 guns.
Oh, yeah? Well, he did the score for The Social Network. And the new Tron movie.
You're thinking Nine Inch Nails, not
Trent
Manson.
Trent Reznor.
Didn't he also do Competitors or whatever? What was the...
Challengers.
Challengers.
He's done a ton of movies at this point.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Seems to be working.
He's good.
It was said that Kip constantly talked about committing acts of violence, telling friends that he wanted to join the U.S. Army after graduation to find out what it was like to kill someone.
Okay. You just lost your gun privileges, bud.
Yeah, probably should have. when asked about his family trip to Disneyland, Kip said that he wanted to punch Mickey Mouse in the nose, and also gave a how-to speech in bomb making to his public speaking class, and often set off stink bombs at school. Eventually, Kip began to have paranoid delusions, believing that the government had implanted a computer chip in his brain and that the Chinese were going to invade the West Coast. Kind of crazy for...
Kind of crazy
19...
he was right. Just wait.
Late
Wait,
90s.
He's just a little early. Just wait. Give it one more month.
Yeah.
That is. Sorry, I just say it's very uncle coded. Like his uncle was it sounded like his uncle was a paranoid schizophrenic or PTSD. I don't know, but it sounded like paranoid schizophrenia. So that sounds like a 1-to-1 in terms of like the genetic jump to that. So
yeah.
Crazy.
So he described. Did I skip a part? Nope. So he described 3 voices that were in his head.
Oh.
Voice A, who would command Kip to commit violent acts. Voice B, who repeated insulting and depressing statements directed at Kip constantly.
And voice C, hey Peter. Hey Peter. It's just a Joe Swanson, hey Peter. Hey Peter. Peter, you can't be doing that, Peter.
And voice C, a third voice that would say the same things as A and B at the same time. So telling him to kill people, but also that he was like a piece of shit.
Hey, kill Peter, you piece of shit. Kill Peter and Lois. So I'm sorry.
Kip later on would say that he felt angry at God for being a subject to these voices. On May 20th, 1998, Kip Kinkel was suspended after being found in possession of a loaded, stolen pistol on school grounds. One of Kip's friends had stolen the gun from the father of another friend with the intention of selling it. This pistol was a Beretta Model 90, a .32 caliber pistol, and the price was $110, which roughly would be about $200 today. After buying the loaded gun, Kip put it in a paper bag and left it in his locker. When the friend's dad, the owner of the gun, discovered that it was gone, he called the police and gave them a list of names that he believed might have stolen it. Kip was not on that list, but when the police came in and talked to like the administration of the high school, it became apparent that like they were like, you should probably check on this kid too, because they were aware of Kip's issues and who he was friends with, which he was friends with some of the names involved in it. And when Kip was checked for the gun by police, he simply said, "Look, I'm going to be square with you guys. The gun is in my locker." So immediately just straight up told him. Kip was then suspended and awaiting for an expulsion hearing. After being arrested, William went to bail him out and take him home. On the drive home, William told Kip, his son, that he was going to be shipped off to a military school if he didn't clean up his act, which honestly might have been the best thing to happen to him.
No, they got more guns there.
But this threat fell on deaf ears because the voices in Kip's head were so loud that he couldn't hear his own father speaking.
Oh, shit.
That afternoon, when he got home, one of William's friends called him, and William told the friend on the phone that he was beginning to be terrified of Kip, his own son. Starting to fear him. So, according to Kip Kinkel's taped confession, around 3 p.m. that same day as the arrest, he got his Ruger .22 caliber semi-automatic rifle from his bedroom, walked down the hall to his parents' room, loaded the rifle, walked into the kitchen, and shot his father once in the back of the head.
No.
He then dragged William's lifeless body to the bathroom and covered it with a sheet. When Faith, his mother, arrived home roughly around 6:30, Kip was waiting for her in the garage. He told her that he loved her and then shot her 6 times.
Oh.
Twice in the back of the head, 3 times in the face, and once in the heart. So brutal.
Oh my God.
The next morning, Kip repetitively played a recording of Liebestod, the final dramatic aria from Wagner's opera, Tristan und Isolde. This song was featured in the film adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, the one with Leo, that came out in like the 90s, which was very gun heavy. Which Kip was like obsessed with that movie. Like, I think I read a thing that like one of the only topics he ever excelled in was like Shakespearean stuff because he was obsessed with that movie and like the Romeo and Juliet. When police later went to the house later that day, they found the opera music loudly playing on the home sound system, like on repeat, with a note on the counter that read, "I just got 2 felonies on my record. My parents can't take that. It would destroy them. The embarrassment would be too much for them. They couldn't live with themselves. My head just doesn't work right. God damn these voices inside my head. I have to kill people. I don't know why. I have no other choice." So that morning on May 21st, 1998, Kip drove his mother's Ford Explorer to the high school. He wore a trench coat to hide the 5 weapons that he was concealing, 2 hunting knives, his Ruger rifle, the semi-automatic one that he used to take his parents' lives, his Glock 19 pistol, and a 22 Ruger MK2 pistol. And he was also carrying 1,127 rounds of ammunition.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Kip parked on 31st Street, 2 blocks from the school, then jogged onto school grounds, entering a patio area, firing 2 shots, killing 16-year-old Ben Walker and wounding another. Next, he went to the cafeteria and fired 48 more rounds from his rifle, wounding 24 students, killing 17-year-old Michael Nicholson. Then Kip's rifle ran out of bullets. He began to reload it when a wounded student, Jacob Riker, tackled him, which opened a door for many other students to make the move to subdue Kinkel. As the pile of students moved on Kip, he pulled his Glock and fired 1 shot before being disarmed, hitting Jacob Riker again and another student. Which a 9mm close-up is not a fun time for anyone. Kip screamed, "Just kill me," as the students pinned him to the ground until the police arrived. When the police arrived, the 7 students holding him to the ground moved to let the police take him into custody. Shortly after, at the police station, when they were not paying attention, this is crazy, Kip pulled one of the hunting knives from his ankle and started swinging it at officers. Somehow they didn't check him for more weapons.
Oh, fucking God.
And as he was lunging and swinging at officers, he was also screaming at them to kill him, shoot him and kill him. He didn't want to survive it. And the officer just blasted him in the face with pepper spray and took him down, and disarmed him. Out of the 300 plus students who were present and witnessed this, 37 students were struck with bullets from the 52 rounds that were shot. 2 died from their wounds, being Nicholson dying at the scene, and Walker, who passed away at the hospital in the presence of his parents later on that day. Riker, the boy who was shot twice, once with the 22 rifle and another from the 9mm close range, had a perforated lung but made a full recovery and received the Boy Scouts of America Honor Medal with crossed palms for his heroism.
Oh, come on. Give him a real military one. Don't give him just Boy Scouts. Up that shit. Give him the government
I know.
one.
Like, pretty badass to, like,
Yeah.
he got shot once. And
How old is
then,
this kid?
I mean, he couldn't have
16?
been older than 18.
Jeez.
So I remember this day pretty well. And I remember this whole situation for, like, a pretty stupid reason. It was only a few days before I turned 8 that all this happened. And so the next weekend, there was an annual soccer tournament at this high school that my sister would play in every year, which was called the Memorial Day Shootout.
Oh. Oh, no.
Just terribly bad name for what happened.
Yeah.
And I think, like, being a week before, it was too soon to, like, change the name. So they probably just did the event without ever saying it and probably took things down. But at the tournament, there was, like, a huge memorial, and being that I was pretty young, I was, like, asked my mom, like, hey, like, what's with all, like, the flowers and the candles and the pictures? And, my mom basically said, like, oh, so, like, people got hurt, didn't want to go into being, like, telling me details.
Yeah, school shooting.
But I remember, I remember my mother trying to distract me by taking me to McDonald's, because that was when the McFlurry came out.
Whoa.
It was when it first struck. And so every time I see, like, a window ad for the McFlurry, I always think of Kip Kinkel shooting up the school.
Oh, my God.
So on
that's what they want you to think when they see the ad, though. So
exactly,
maybe their marketing is working.
So on September 24th, 1999, 3 days before the jury selection, Kip Kinkel pleaded guilty to murder and attempted murder, forgoing the possibility of being acquitted by reason of insanity. And in November of 1999, Kip Kinkel was sentenced to more than 111 years in prison without possibility of parole. Kip was later diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and now takes daily medication for it. These days, Kip works as an electrician in the prison and takes college classes just probably to entertain himself. And what else do you do? He questions how he was able to do those horrific things at the age of 15. Kind of like he almost separates himself entirely from who he was then to who he is now. But he's, like, self-aware that, like, he belongs in prison. Like, he doesn't want to get out. He's not, like, trying to go for, like, he's not, like, trying to fight it to, like, get out. Like, he's like, no, this is where I should be. And I think he's made peace with the fact that he will be locked away for the rest of his life.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, it is really interesting when people have these, like, severe mental disorders where it's almost like once you get on medication, you become a new person, and being like,
yeah,
feels like somebody fucked me over. It feels like my own brain fucked me over.
Well, like he said, he curses God for giving him. Like,
yeah, exactly.
The voices.
It's like, but it's also like, he like, the medication was available at that time. So it's like, I wish that, he got on that a lot sooner, these antipsychotics or whatever.
But he was 15 years old. Like, that's not for a 15-year-old to, like,
no, he probably didn't tell anybody about it, because probably the first time he told people about it was, like, maybe, like, his friend, or when he wrote it in that note or whatever. It's like, you're not going around, and especially at 15, you're not telling everybody, like, these secrets you have, and, like, you're just so self-conscious that people are gonna think, like, they're gonna be like, wait, what? Instead of, like, let me help you out. And, like, also sometimes you, like, even before you do anything horrible, like, he probably didn't think he was gonna do that. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he's like, made the decision to do it, and it's just like, it's just such a slippery slope.
The voices, yeah, he couldn't hear anything.
It's terrifying.
But I think, like, it is awful that, like, two young teenagers like lost their lives
parents.
that day. The parents lost their lives that day. He had a sister who the only family member she has is him, and he's in prison. But I think like there are 300 kids that were there, and 37 of them got hit with bullets, but only 2 of them died. Like,
that is crazy.
I think that they were 22s. Like, that's pretty much the smallest caliber of a firearm.
Oh, is it? He had a rifle though, didn't he?
Yes, but not. I mean, that might help with like velocity, but like it's like 22 is like not nearly as big as the 9mm was, and it's probably a good thing that he didn't just pull out the 9mm and just aim.
Yeah.
Like just like start shooting, because that probably would have killed a lot more people.
Jesus.
Even just like a smaller magazine of less rounds, like that probably would have done more, like significantly more damage.
I don't even think about like caliber of bullet when I think of guns, because I'm so inexperienced with them that I'm like, if somebody shot me with a gun, I'd probably die. And then when you're like 37 people got wounded and 2 died, I'm like, oh, I wonder like what that gun or that bullet did, because I just think that anytime somebody shoots anybody, I'm like, that's a 50-50 chance you're going to be dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus. But yeah, if it's higher caliber, especially like those hollow points and stuff like that, it's like, oh my God,
yeah.
you know, bad. But
yeah,
Jesus. But it's a educational story about, you know, asking for help and telling people what you're going through, I guess, you know, so you don't make a mistake that ruins your life and ruins other people's lives.
I just think like one of the biggest things was him telling like his friends and other students, like, I'm going to join the army because I want to know what it feels like to kill someone.
Yeah, you can't.
I feel like
you
can't right
say
there,
that.
that's where that shit should have ended, I think.
Yeah. But also like once again, people just don't take children or teenagers, especially back then. You know, I don't know when Columbine happened. Was that before or after this?
I think it was. God, I think they were close.
It's like school shootings weren't as prevalent as they are today. So if that happens now, people are like, this was a year before Columbine. Yeah, exactly. So like this was like unheard of. It's like no one probably even thought about this being like, oh, that can't happen. That's not going to happen. And like I know there was like a school shooting here or there in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and like yes, they existed before. I understand that, but like they're just so much more prevalent today, and we're all so much more aware. So it's like when you hear that kind of stuff, people go, I can't believe they didn't act. And you're like, yeah, because they just didn't think it was going to happen. It was so rare, but I mean, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be aware. So
yeah.
Wow. Is that it? Is that all we got today?
That's it. Sorry, that wasn't a fun one, but that was one I've been putting off for a long time, just being for the fact that it's like so close to where I live and where I grew up.
And I think I reminded you because we spoke of Small Soldiers, and
I know. I really would need to. I need to figure out if that's streaming somewhere. I'd love to watch that movie.
I would also love to watch that movie, but one of the toy soldiers, his name is Kip Kinkel. Did that come out before or after? That came out after. That came out the same year. What?
Yeah.
Wait. I need to know about that. Like, I need to know the connection.
So the movie Small Soldiers came out the same year. What day did it come out, though? That's the big. It came out June 1998.
Okay.
In the UK. Came out July 10th. Came out July 10th in the United States.
Okay, and when did this shooting happen?
May.
They couldn't have changed it. It was just a coincidence.
What are the odds?
The movie was probably already locked before and like being distributed before he did this. Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
That is really, really weird. I mean, I understand it's like alliteration, but Kip Kinkel is like so specific.
It was like a month and a half later. I think could have changed it.
I mean, maybe, but like...
I mean, how many times do you think they said his name?
God, they might not even say it in the movie. Maybe once.
Yeah.
Chip Hazard. That's the only one. Archer, leader of the Gorgonites. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go down that hole.
Who was your favorite? Who was your favorite Gorgonite?
I really liked. I think there was like an eyeball guy who was like attached to a big guy. Was there like a big guy that threw the eyeball guy?
There was the big guy. The eyeball guy wasn't attached to the big guy.
Okay, was there?
Because there was a big guy.
Oh wait, was there a guy that spun? Was there a guy that spun around in a circle?
Yeah, but there's big guy pants. Okay, that was. Oh no, his name wasn't Kip Kinkel. It was Kip Killigan.
Oh my god.
And people got upset about that, saying that like that was too close to Kip Kinkel.
Oh my
and,
god,
like
his name's
the pun
Killigan.
of Killigan. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
You're thinking of Punch It. No. Punch It was the green guy. The spinny guy was Insaniac.
Oh my god, it's such a good
name.
name.
Slam Fist and Scratch It. Scratch It was the little orange guy that was all crazy.
Okay.
A lot of these Gorgonites are crazy.
Oh my god. Oh, these are all.
He was the one that was in the fish tank. Remember, he was in the fish tank.
Oh wait, I remember. Oh wow, I love these guys. I love them. They're all really good. I'm looking at a picture. They're all really good. The guy who has the slingshot on his head that shoots the orange guy, he's fun. But I think the guy on the left. I mean, the guy on the left. You're not looking at the picture, but Insaniac reminds me of Kyle.
Yes, 100%.
But I also really like the Frankenstein guy. He's like the smart guy with the eyeball behind him.
Well, he was one that got put in the garbage disposal and they had to rebuild him. He was originally a different Gorgonite, but he got all or maybe it was a lawnmower. He got all torn up, and then they had to piece him back together. So the Frankenstein, I think his name was Frankenstein. He was not an official licensed Gorgonite. He was a Gorgonite who was patched back up.
Dude,
which is just insane that I remember this.
I am going to watch this like this weekend.
I'll buy it. I don't have I'll go buy a DVD player.
The Barbies scared the fuck out of me. Oh.
Some of the soldiers' names are so good, though.
What are they?
Nick Nitro, Link Static.
Oh.
Link Static. I think Nick Nitro, he was the one that got torn up in the garbage disposal when he lost his legs. Butch Meat Hook. Brick Bazooka. Chip Hazard, of course. And then Kip Killigan.
Oh.
For the Gorgonites, we had Slam Fist and Scratch It. Insaniac. Punch It. Ocula was my favorite. That was like the eyeball one.
Yeah.
And Christina Ricci. Oh wait,
Christina Ricci.
she was in it though.
Was she?
Sarah Michelle Gellar and Christina Ricci were the dolls.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay. Well, let's talk about this off pod because we could do this all night, and we probably are. So, I'm trying to wait. Is this streaming anywhere? Subscription requires add-ons. Okay. Fuck. Where can I watch this? I was trying to see if the library had it on DVD.
Is it just on YouTube?
Yeah, you just buy it for $3.99.
Amazon $3.99. You can buy movies on Fandango. Wait, hold on. We got Netflix here.
Rent.
Not available in our country. If you got a VPN, we might be able to rip it from another country though.
Oh, Small Soldiers available for free for streaming on YouTube. Oh wait, the whole movie's free on YouTube.
No fucking way.
Yep. The title of it says free with ads. It's through Paramount.
YouTube movies and TV.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh man.
Top comment says this movie aged really well. Hell yeah. Okay.
Oh, love to see that.
Okay, we're gonna do this.
You know what? Fuck Valentine's Day, guys. We're gonna be streaming on Twitch. We're gonna stream this movie. Everyone jump in.
Oh, so good. I'm excited for this.
Man, an hour and 50 minutes in 1998.
That's
too.
a long. That's what I was just looking at too. I was like, that's a long time for a kids movie.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll get into it.
Incredible.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. We love telling you stories, and we love when you stick around and listen. If you guys want any more information, you know where to go. Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram. Do y'all thing. Rate, review, subscribe, whatever. I don't care. David, do you have anything to say before we get the hell out of here?
Defund ICE and
There we go. All right, and don't forget to stay strange.